Give me some more time in a tree. Give me the hope to run out of steam. Somebody said we could be here. We could be wrong till I'm tired of that. I should stay. One by one, they all just fade.
If there was something wrong, would you be all so strong? Would you do what it takes to move this whole life along? I like to think I would, you know I like to think I would. But I can guarantee that what you see is not reality. Never thought she makes a point to make it get a boy. She said it's easy, but in the end you have no choice. And you know, so just the way that...
Hi everyone, my name's Mike Smith, as you're aware, if you've watched my videos before. So I'm doing my community recap today, and I'm doing 2 episodes, Advanced Gay and Studies of Modern Movement, because I missed I watched it, but I didn't have time to do 2 separate reviews, so I'm doing it 1. But obviously, if you're a community fan, then you've heard the news. NBC removed Community from the mid-season lineup for January, which is really upsetting. Not a great sign. I mean, the show's always had pretty bad ratings, but it's a genius show, and it deserves, recognition. I wouldn't freak out just yet. What you just saw was my freak out, and I freaked out for a while, but it is at least finishing out this season. That much is certain. Don't know when. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon after. Maybe they'll start in March or something, but it's going to get done. They're going to do the season. And then it'll be up for renewal again, and we'll see what happens. It's not definite that it's going to get canceled. Don't freak out. If it gets canceled, freak out. But if it's not definite, I remain optimistic. I think there's still a chance for a season 4, mostly because of syndication deals. I know that when a show hits 80 episodes, that's when they can generally sell it off for syndication. And from what I understand, that might be what they're going to try to do. And if they do 4 seasons, they'll be able to put it in syndication. And I think 4 seasons would probably be perfect for this show. 4 years in college. So, and if it goes longer than that, great. I doubt it though. I think season 4 is probably about the farthest we're going to get. But let's not dwell on that. Let's not dwell on what could be. Let's talk about the 2 most recent episodes of Community. So the 2 new episodes that aired were Advanced Gay and Studies in Modern Movement. We'll start with the first one, Advanced Gay. Advanced Gay followed Pierce, and his Hawthorne wipes became more popular amongst the gay community because they were used hilariously through this drag queen singer's song. And so he starts marketing towards the gay community, and his father comes in. You meet his father for the first time, Cornelius Hawthorne. And he disagrees with it, and it's a really funny. Cornelius, the guy who plays Cornelius Hawthorne, I don't remember his name, but the guy who played him was great. I loved Pierce's father. If you saw the episode, and if you're watching this, I'm sure you have. I was a little disappointed that they killed him off at the end because I kind of wanted to see more of him, throughout the series. But it was really funny the way they killed him off. So I'm not too worried about that. It was really funny at the end when they killed him off. And the subplot, but the best part of that episode was the subplot with Troy and John Goodman's character, Vicetine Laybourne. First off, it was cool to see a continuation of the storyline from season 1, going back a ways, where you'd first discover Troy's ability for plumbing. And it was cool to see that character again, played by Jerry Minor, who also appeared in a Fistful of Paintballs, or for one of the paintball ones for a few paintballs more. He appeared in the end tag of that. But so it was cool to see him. He's really funny in the role. He's very passionate. But John Goodman just kills it again. I loved John Goodman in the season premiere. I was eagerly waiting for his next appearance, and he delivered, man. I loved John Goodman in this episode. And I love John Goodman in general, but he was great in this episode. He had some terrific lines. My favorite was when Troy first appeared. like Troy was first kidnapped and brought into the air conditioning school, and John Goodman's just like, it's like, I imagine you have some questions. Why kidnap you? Why bring you here in bags? Why is there an astronaut in the corner making paninis? And I mean, I can't do it justice because John Goodman's the man, but you see an astronaut making paninis, and it's just the most random, most awesome thing. And it's like, isn't that right, Black Hitler? There's a guy dressed as Black Hitler. It was great. John Goodman was great in this episode. He was the highlight for me. Just him and Troy. That was a great plot. And I loved Abed impersonating Troy and Troy impersonating Abed. Especially since, I mean, Danny Pudi's impressions are always spot on. And it was a spot on impression of Donald Glover. I mean, it was great. So, I like football, but also I don't. That was my impression. Take that what you will. But yeah, so I really enjoyed Advanced Gay. I thought it was hilarious. One of the funniest episodes of the season so far, I would say. Really good stuff. And yeah, just a really great episode. Okay, so the second episode I wanted to talk about, the newest one, was Studies in Modern Movement. I also enjoyed it. Less than Advanced Gay. I would say it's probably... It's a good episode. It's a very solid episode in Community's repertoire. Yeah, I really, I enjoyed it. This episode focused on Annie moving from her apartment to Troy and Abed's apartment, which was first stated that was going to happen in Remedial Chaos Theory at the end of that, where Abed said, hey, you should move in with us. And she's like, oh, yeah. And in Advanced Gay, there was one scene where, because I like to analyze this show a lot, and think, because there's a lot of like foreshadowing in the show and stuff, and just like a lot of jokes, like subtle jokes, which is great. That's part of the reason why I love the show. So I analyzed like every episode, and in Advanced Gay, there was one scene where Annie like made a smiley face on her plate with peas, and it's like, "Oh, Abed, look!" And Abed's like, "Oh, cool, Stonehenge," and it was pretty funny, but it was just like, and it's just like a really quick thing. But like watching that, I was like, I think there's probably gonna be, like, it was clear that Annie and Abed weren't on the same level, and I figured that might be like touched upon later on when Annie has to move in with Troy and Abed. And it was clear that Troy and Abed are very, immature and boisterous, and Annie's very, mature and adult-like. And so it's kind of like a clash, but they address that, and they address it well. And yeah, just a very funny episode. I loved, the highlight of this episode was Dean Pelton blackmailed Jeff into hanging out with him at the mall. And they do this karaoke version of a Kiss on a Rose or Kiss from a Rose or something. And it's pretty brilliant. It's pretty amazing. Like they were singing it. Like interspersed with footage of the hitchhiker named Jesus, who's riding with Shirley and Britta, and interspersed with footage of Pierce hallucinating on paint. And it's pretty perfect. It's pretty awesome. And I do think it's probably one of the weaker episodes of the season. But any episode that ends with Dean Pelton's face superimposed on the moon, it's got to be doing something right, in my opinion. So, yeah. Obviously, I enjoyed both episodes. Basically, for this community recaps, I'm probably gonna enjoy every episode. So I'll tell you if I don't, but generally speaking, it goes without saying that I'm gonna enjoy an episode. So, yeah. So that's my recap of Advanced Gay and Studies in Modern Movement. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know they come a little late, but it's hard to make time. I'm trying though. I'm trying. And yes, so people just don't freak out, but remember, make your voices heard. Community's got a very passionate fan base, especially judging from the last couple of days. So I'd say, just keep raising hell, keep twittering 6 seasons in a movie or save Community or whatever. Do whatever you have to, because it's a great show, deserves recognition. It's not going to get recognition, but it deserves a 4th season, I think, is really what we want. So, yeah, that'll be about it. My name is Mike Smith, and I liked Horsebot 3000.